Hi. I'm
Hi.
so I'm so surprised that the phone is actually working.
Who's mine or yours?
Mine,
What
it just
happened to it?
it's on the tripod and I was reaching for something and I literally slapped it across the room. It started dialing emergency SOS thing. But
Oh
that is why you
no.
but that is why you get you a Samsung. Not a sponsorship, but they probably should.
An iPhone would have worked just fine.
Not at all. You know that if you answer it too hard, the screen might crack. I ain't
Really?
even lying. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm saying this because I've owned an iPhone or two before. Well, the first one was really like the first time iPhone that had a little strength. And then after that, the next iPhone, may not even keep it. I gave it away.
Oh wow. Wow, Ruth. My iPhone works just fine.
Exactly. Just fine. Anywho, anywho, good evening. We're a little bit later than we normally are. Today, life be lifing, but we just know that we had to be here.
I had a
So welcome.
I had
Pardon,
a
go ahead,
hot
Camilla.
I had a hot date and Ruth didn't want to ruin it for me. So she said, you know what, let's start a little later. That's not exactly how the story happened, yeah? But we can go with that for
We'll
today.
we'll 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 work with that. We'll work with that. See that one person has jumped on. Good evening to you. Thank you so very much for jumping on. This, of course, is Jam Vibes and Culture. I'm Ruthan.
And I'm Camilla.
And together we're here to talk about all things Jamaican vibes and culture. And today we're talking about Sunday dinner. I particularly want to talk about Sunday dinner because today I made a Sunday dinner that as a child was not necessarily my favorite, at least one aspect of it. In Jamaica, the typical Sunday dinner, rice and peas,
Chicken.
chicken. For those who don't eat chicken, whatever you eat.
Hey Rohit.
Yeah. I can't, to be honest, I can't even see my screen properly because I can't even see the chats. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, hi, mom.
I don't know why I'm shouting. Hi mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and sometimes on a good day you might have a little oxtail, you might have like a curd goat if they killed a goat in the community. For those
Chicken.
who eat pork, you might have a little stew pork. We are from Jamaica. I live in Jamaica still. Camilla lives in Canada. But we pardon?
But I'm Jamaican. I'm just saying I'm Jamaican, just so you know.
Oh, let them know. Let them know. So me I wear my reggae shirt, my Bob Marley shirt. We just
I
this
have
is we're on the yeah because we just ended the reggae month and it culminated with the Jamaica Day. Um, Watch me looking like I'm crazy, sir or
like
lady. Thank you. I don't see anything. Yeah, but yes, we're talking about um Sunday dinner. So typical Sunday dinner, rice and peas, chicken, some coleslaw, Jamaican version, whether you use the mayo or you'd use just the sugar and the vinegar. And you might have some tomato, which of course we call salad.
salad tomato. Yeah.
Uh,
Or if you and if you have a little piece of lettuce and then you shred the carrot.
yeah,
You put
man, you
shred the
shred the
carrot.
carrots and the
Mm-hmm.
and the cabbage. You have to shred the cabbage
No
and the
lettuce.
carrots.
Not no lettuce. We never have any lettuce. We had cabbage, shredded carrot, and slice.
Salad, tomato, and cucumber if it's that time of the year,
Can you
right?
hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you clearly. However, for me, you can switch out the protein on a Sunday. And I never liked when we were having fish on a Sunday. I just don't know. It never connected. It never connected well. I'm not seeing you clearly, Camilla.
Sorry, I'm
You're
saying
gone.
it never felt Sunday dinner really. The
It
fi- the,
never
the rice and peas and the fish they never connect.
Never connect. Well, until today. Today I made a gungo rice and peas. And disclaimer for a little bit, maybe we can play this or that. I prefer gungo rice and peas to the what do you call the red peas again, Camellia?
The beans.
kidney beans, rice and peas. Give me the gungo. Usually you have a lot of gungo rice and peas during Christmas season because usually that's when you have a lot of gungo. But these days you can have gungo all year round, or you can cheat and buy a tin of gungo
Can I
from
tell you,
Linfield Market.
I don't like rice and peas, whether gungo kidney or the other tiny red peas. I don't like rice and peas.
Jerusalem peas, shut up.
I don't
You
like
can
it.
catch me with that one.
I do not like it at all. I do not like gungo rice and peas. I do not like rice and peas in general. I like gungo in soup. I think gungo is supposed to be reserved for soup.
Well, I disagree there, but okay. You do you. Today I made gungo rice and peas. Is it hi Auntie Patsy? Auntie at Town. Yeah, but I like gungo rice and peas. I prefer it over, as I said, kidney beans. But today I made gungo rice and peas, and I said, what am I gonna do for the protein? And I had fish, sea fish, of course, nice snappers. And my things are pre-seasoned. So I kind of made this nice kind of barbecue fish situation. And honestly, with some vegetables and fried plantain, and it slaps on a different level. Okay? Camelia, I think you're frozen.
Can you see me now?
I was always seeing you, but you were frozen. Now you're moving. Did you hear anything that I
Oh,
said?
I heard everything you said.
Okay.
I, I think because I don't really like fish. I eat fish because I have to, and it has to be fried fish. And so because of that, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same way. It
Listen.
just doesn't feel the same way.
I'm saying allow yourself to evolve. Allow even your taste buds to evolve. Cause you know me, I'm normally the person saying, me no want no wet fish. Even though for Jamaica, when you get a good steam fish, if you get steam fish with callaloo in the middle, your steam fish with your okra and your crackers, then you know you're on cloud nine. That has never been the case for me. I like stewed wet fish. But I've been trying to lose weight, and since the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the fry. So I'm gonna do some curry coconut fish. And listen, I've been having that like I don't even know. I've been having it almost all the time when I do prepare a fish. It is so good. And I'm like, I can allow myself to grow my knees high as well. She was like us, not eat no wet fish. It's supposed to be dry and crunchy. And we both enjoyed our barbecue fish today. And we're like, look at us. Who would have thought, huh? Look at us.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have
Oh,
thought it? And I see a lot going on in the chat. Hi, guys. Thank you. Camille, you want to do a quick run through of the chat before you get out?
okay. So we have Auntie Patsy. Damar says hi. Sharali from Uzbekistan. Hello. Carlos Jr. says sound good. Share some with me. Kamala
Hi, sir.
said talking to yourself on taking to I guess it's talking to yourself on live. Kamala said hello. Carlos says much love, black beautiful women. Thank you, Carlos. Ola says Little Rock, Arkansas, and here and all. Welcome. Bart Sims, the Carl Jr. is the okay. We will not read that one because that one
All
is not
right.
quite encouraging. So we will leave that one be. But
Yeah,
you
we
can
leave that one be. But
find it.
you're breaking up a little bit. But thank you so very much, guys, for coming in the chat. And let us know if you are whether you're Jamaican or not. Let us know in the chat what a typical Sunday dinner is like for you. Mommy, what did you make for Sunday dinner? Because I know that sometimes we're not in the mood for the rice and peas these days. And so we stray a little bit and we might do some ground provision. To be honest with you, even if you stray a bit, you cannot stray far enough to make soup on a Sunday and it's right. Like that's illegal.
But can I tell you, Ruth, I had soup for dinner. Well, it wasn't
Today,
dinner. I had soup today, but it wasn't necessarily for dinner. It was more for breakfast or lunch.
well, that part is fine because, as Jamaicans, our breakfast sometimes is stew chicken, even stew fish, ackee and saltfish. We're going to have a big breakfast. We're going to have some fried dumpling. We're going to have some bananas. We're going to have some yams. Our breakfasts are big. So we have dinner more than once per day.
But apparently we get it right as Jamaicans because you're supposed to have your heaviest meal in the morning and then have your body work that through and that you go lighter as the day goes. It's just
But we
that.
don't get it right, Camilla, because
Yeah,
that's not what we do. We
that's why
eat
that's why I just about say we start heavy morning, heavy afternoon, heavy night. Let up we say.
heavy, heavy,
But
heavy, heavy. Mom said she didn't cook anything. You didn't cook anything. So what did you eat? You ate some Saturday, Sunday. And what was that Saturday, Sunday? And we have Lion King saying, hello, hello, Lion King, where are you from? What's a typical Sunday dinner for you? Whether or not you're Jamaican, we want to know in the chat below. Camilla, you've been vegetarian. What does your Sunday dinner normally look like?
anything. Most Sundays I do not cook. Yeah, so I'll have a smoothie. But today I went. So I'm part of a prayer ministry for my church, and our leader is leaving. So we went to an Indian restaurant to have a lunch dinner. So that's where I'm just coming back from, and I had it was a veggie meatball thingy that I didn't like. So I didn't eat that. But they had this stew thingy, and they have naan. So naan is their bread. Look here, I love naan out of this world. I had maybe about four pieces with the
Mercy.
with the stew thingy and a little bit of saffron rice. So that's what I ended up having today. So today was like I was bawling today. Yeah. Hi, Jacob. Behave. Jacob, you said you um
Yeah,
yeah,
Lionel is from Iran. Hey.
yeah. We'll just bypass Jacob. I don't know what his issue is today.
Yeah,
Bujubantu. Okay. Anyways, we will leave those be. We all have always have those people. I don't know what
yeah.
without them. We have people with all sorts of issues and they will project. So we will pass those by. Mom says I went to grave digging and had some rice and peas and chicken with pork. Carlos says sausage, egg, and cheese. Talk about grave digging. Not to shift too.
We can stray. We can stray a bit.
Grave digging is a whole cultural experience in Jamaica. So, like in North America, someone dies, and 2 days later, you hear, oh, come to the desk, come to the viewing, and then no, Jamaica stretch it out. It's a whole event, sometimes 2, 3 months, because the people them from foreign cannot reach yet. They have to book flight and something before the funeral can be planned. But before the funeral is planned, you have people gather around and they will do the grave digging. So they'll come. You have some men come and they come and they dig. Sometimes they dig for free, and then you bring them rum and you bring them food, and so everybody gather. Grave digging I keep you naga, and you end up going to the grave digging to experience it in all its fullness.
Yeah, when somebody dies, the whole process though is a whole experience here in Jamaica because the person dies and people start showing up at your house.
Yeah.
Just to be with you, just to talk with you, and they'd stay late into the night. And then on the ninth night, on the nine night, then you start having your 9 nights. And it is celebration of the person's life. And you sing and you dance and you enjoy music and you eat food. And
Mhm.
what we started doing in Jamaica now, we have infused like a candlelight service into it. And so you will probably have candles on either both sides of the road, actually, from one point to the person's home. And it's just beautiful. And you sing all the way and you just try to make yourself cheerful and just celebrate the life that they had and not dwell too much on the fact that they have passed. And then now, Camellia, throughout that time in the day, grave digging are going. And dishes are served at grave digging. Like mom said, so she went there and she had her Sunday dinner, even though she didn't cook.
Exactly. And maybe if it were another day, you wouldn't get rice and peas and chicken. But you see, they take because it is so traditional. They celebrated, they commemorated the specialness of the Sunday dinner, even at the grave digging. And Ruth, before you mentioned 9 nights, so for those of you who do not know what 9 nights is, it is 9 nights of celebration up until the person is buried. So the 9 night doesn't start immediately, right? It starts
No,
the
it's a setup. So it's kind of like setup happening. People are
right,
staying up in the night.
right until that happened. Just going back in the chat, somebody says, "How is everything going? The athlete, everything's going fine on my side. It's nice and warm out, so that's pretty good." Um, you pastor, ma'am. I don't know which of us, if one of us is a pastor. Not neither of us is a pastor. Um, Auntie Patsy said that
Oh,
she
Auntie Patsy.
Is Jamaica the island? Yes, it is. It was bashment, music, and food galore. Jamaican Prime Minister. Yeah, it was good morning. Good morning, Anil. It was all of that and more. And so it's just interesting that even when we're not consciously doing something, like it's just so steeped in us that we don't even have to think about it. Just like clockwork, it happens. Sunday, and this is what is supposed to be experienced.
Exactly. And outside of that as well, for relatives that I have who live outside of Jamaica, you go against the grain a bit. But and even so, you'll still have stuff that shouts that you're Jamaican, even in what you prepare. But I know that visiting family, sometimes I'm like, give me something else. I am coming from Jamaica. Why are you trying to give me Jamaican food? I just left Jamaica. So Sunday, the whole tradition of Sunday dinner continues. Because if I were to call my brother, I'm almost sure he's gonna tell you, yeah, we did rice and peas, and we did some fried chicken, or we did some oxtail or something.
Yeah, it's same thing back at, in my like my family home in Toronto. Same thing. It's either going to be rice and peas and chicken, rice and peas and oxtail, rice and peas and curry goat, or rice and peas and fish. Because my mom's vegetarian, so it's always going to be some rice and peas or something because it is Sunday. And if you don't have vegetable salad any other time of the week, salad is made on a Sunday. So any
Yes,
and home you can go, which is, and I like the beautiful thing, and I like that because the beautiful thing about it is that you have kids who are not born in Jamaica to Jamaican parents in, North America or wherever they are, but we're able to pass this tradition on to them without even
absolutely.
how we do it. Them just realize like every Sunday we get this kind of meal, and so it becomes this tradition that is passed on without hammering it on their heads. So I like that.
I like that too. And usually on a Friday, especially if you have gone to the butcher in your community, you have beef soup or soup on a Friday. Yes.
Yes, I was just talking about that at lunch where I they were saying, because we were from
I'm not hearing you, Camellia.
me. Can you hear me,
Hear
Ruth?
me now.
Okay, there was someone there from Zimbabwe, there was someone there from Korea, um, Jamaican, and somewhere else. And we're just comparing cultures. And you and I were having this conversation the other day where I was saying I grew up every Friday we had beef soup. Went to the butcher, mass butcher kill the cow. Every Friday, you'll get your piece of meat from the butcher and you'd go home and you'd make soup. And I was talking about just how far removed we are from our food, especially like here in North America. You and I were having the conversation
Ah,
earlier
yes.
where at no point in time, I mean, I don't eat meat, but at no point in time am I going to find the butcher, the person who actually kills the cow and make the meat and then go buy it from there. And so we are like 10 steps away from our food. Whereas in Jamaica, my friend here the other day, well, not the other day, just the other day, but on a regular, she has her fisherman delivering her fish
Yup.
from the
Yup.
person who goes to the sea, catches the fish with a bait, scales it, cuts it, brings it
That's it.
to her. That's not something that I'm privileged to have here in North America. By the time you find the fish in the supermarket, them embalm them 10 times and do
Yes.
what they need before it
Yeah.
gets to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It is truly such a blessing, Camellia. And I want to segue a little bit into that about how grateful we ought to be. Jamaica is a great place, and we do have our ills. We do have the matter of crime and violence. We cannot bypass that and turn a blind eye as though it doesn't exist. It
Mm-hmm.
does exist, and sometimes we can be a bit concerned about safety issues. But aside from that, or Governor General has this thing that he says that there's nothing bad in Jamaica that cannot be fixed with what's good in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And I ascribe to that totally. And when we start focusing on the good things that we have here, the more we start seeing additional things that are great. And I always say, I believe that people should travel outside of Jamaica because you don't really understand the value of what we have here until you're not here. The
That
fact that I could go upstairs now and just go to my friend's place, not even ask her, get some sugar or whatever, she can come down here and somebody's not well and you're like, don't worry about it. I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take you this. You need something on the road, I'm gonna get it. That's not the case everywhere.
No, absolutely not. If you want sugar, flour, rice, salt, anything, you have to go buy it. Because This is going to sound probably bad based on how you were raised and you know all your neighbors. I have been living here for almost 2 years. I do not know what the person next to me looks like, much less to go beg them some sugar, make some salt or anything. In Jamaica, that's not typically the situation. Even if you live in like a strata situation, you typically know who lives next to you,
Yeah,
right? But
you know the person, even if you don't talk to them regularly.
if the person next door come and knock on my door now, I'm gonna ask them where's the delivery, because it must be a delivery person, right? And so we are not as, and maybe that's on me, maybe it's just me, but we're not as friendly and open to the point where you're going to ask somebody for sugar or something, and you go ask them for sugar, and they're like, huh, sugar? I'm not Walmart. I'm not the supermarket. So it's just different culturally. And as you said, sometimes we take those things for granted because we're so close to it. But when
Yeah.
you're moved from it, you're like, yo, but did have life good, like I had life really,
Listen,
really good.
listen, you and I often talk about growing up in deep rural Jamaica and not realizing how poor we were until we were old and we're like, wait a minute.
We were poor.
Wait a minute. Was it really like that?
But Ruth, you know what the interesting thing is? That now that I am on this side, the life we grew up with that we thought was
That's where I was heading.
the life that people with money are paying lots and lots of money for. So we were we weren't poor. We had fresh food, fresh fruits every season. We
Fresh,
ate what was in season,
fresh.
fresh air. We played outside. We
Yup,
harvested the water. We raised the animal, and Ruth,
yup.
we were living the
We
life.
were living the life, and that, interestingly, as I said, that's where I was heading. That is the life we all want now. That's the life we all aspire to. So we're all starting all these backyard gardens or gardens on the balcony and all of that, so we can be as close as we can be to the food that we
Mhm.
eat. There was another point that I was going to make, but this
But
age thing creeping up, man.
why you think about it, Ruth? But I was just thinking about that the life we grew up and thought we were poor with.
We were
Now
wealthy.
we don't know that we have a couple dollars. We still cannot afford it. We cannot afford. We are too poor to afford the poor life that we grew up with.
Can you imagine? So when we look back, Camilla, we realize that
We were
monetarily we were poor, but otherwise we were wealthy. We were eating the best food off the land. We were getting
before
the
here.
cleanest air. We were exercising on a daily basis because we walked to and from. We walked to school. We walked home. Our screen time was monitored. You had a
Girl,
certain time when you would get a chance to watch TV. You know, sit on in front of the TV whole day.
ma'am, some of us had no screen.
That is true. We all started off not having any screens.
We
We
had
all started off
screen.
not having any screens. But by the time we had screens, we had scheduled times to watch it.
First of all, if your parents didn't schedule it, the TV station was scheduling it for you, because at
Right
midnight
now.
off, and it not coming back on until after midnight. It not coming back on until at 6 o'clock in the morning, starting with the Jamaican anthem. Ruth, and you know what? We didn't have Alzheimer's and all these dementia. It wasn't as rampant because now we rely on everything. I can hardly count past 10. At that time, because we didn't have the screen and we didn't have all the technology, you had to use your brain. So your
We
brain,
had to use our brains a lot more.
oh
Use
my,
our brains a lot more to calculate things. And because we all had chores, and the chores were outside of the house. Yes,
mm-hmm.
sometimes you had to clean up inside. Sometimes we're not saying we really wanted to carry the water, but we'd have to carry the water. We'd have to move the goats. And there's something else I mentioned to you, which I absolutely love about how I grew up. And it's that I was giving you the joke about my brother Kirk,
Mm-hmm.
cousin, but really my brother Kirk, and he had a rooster,
Oh,
and of course they call chicken fowl or whatever, and he was talking about it, and the mommy, you remember, and the rooster said, "Kirk, me had no food." But it goes to show that as kids growing up, your grandparents or parents would point at something and like, that banana tree is yours. This chicken is yours. This
yo,
goat is yours. And you learn to take care of things. You learn to own things. When it was time to plant, I was not the best farmer as a child. Some me plant can't be the gift to see if it start grow.
I'll give Yeah, that wrong guilty. Because you just didn't understand the concept that you had to wait until it came to being. But Ruth, you were right. I had a goat, I had a plum tree, I had a mango tree, and I don't remember which storm it was that came and blew down my plum tree.
Oh, no, you're
And
from three.
Ruth, I cry, I cry, I cry, I cry, I cry, I cry. I sat at the window and looked out and I put on a piece of bawling for the plum tree. So I have a cedar tree, and oh my God, we each had a cedar tree. And the reason why we each got a cedar tree, my dad made sure of it, and you write your name on it. Of course, it's gone now. Was that because we were accustomed to making our houses from wood?
Mm.
So everybody got to see the tree. So when you're ready to build your house, you wouldn't have to buy lumber. This tree, you're going to cut it down and it should give you enough wood to make your house. I don't know what happened to that tree.
You should go back and check. Next time you visit, you should definitely check on that.
I should check. I should check. So just oh, in our head now, if you're not passing down money and trust fund and something, you're not passing down anything. But our parents did the little they could. I think from a lot of us, they did the little they could to pass down whatever they had to us.
Yeah.
Tradition. A
And
little,
in
go ahead.
Sorry. And in essence, that too is wealth because property is wealth. And
Yeah.
when you grow up in the country, it's called family land. So the truth is that it's not for one particular member of the family, it's for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. But I think we all have a big piece of land that if push comes to shove and you have to leave the cities or wherever you're living, you can put a house on a part of the land and call that yours. And we could create a whole community on the land. Mark your family land full of stone, but we could still create
Yeah.
a community right there, And even in the country, I was mentioning to you that the only bill my mom has is her electric bill. And it's not even that high because we harvest the water. Now they're talking, oh, rainwater harvesting. I remember when people used to look down on us for catching rainwater. It's
Massa, massa. But Ruth, you know what I'm just thinking? When you look at it and you see how particular, like for North America, and how we count wealth. Can you hear me?
yes,
Oh, I heard myself echoing. And how we count wealth. Jamaican poor people, Jamaican country people rich. Jamaican country people wealthy because most of them have land. Ruth, land
yup,
is what gives you wealth. Most of them have they own the house. They own their houses. They do,
not
like,
paying mortgage.
no mortgage. You start, you build a little place here, and you continue building until it's finished. By the time it's done, it's yours. You own that. All of that
Yup,
asset is yours. You built it on your own land. Yeah?
yup.
You're not paying this bill, you're not paying that bill. You're harvesting, you have a little farm. You eat it. Look here, Jamaican country people rich.
I listen, I'm if to tell you
Oh,
honestly, and even in the building of the house as well, Camellia, people from the community normally come and say, "Me can't give you a day work." So they're
I,
not charging you for all the service that they're giving. Everybody comes and they can give you a day work. So they come and they'll help you to mix the mortar.
mhm,
They'll help you to lay a couple blocks and all of that. And before you know it, you have a house. Because what people normally do is you start off with a room and a
mhm,
bathroom and a kitchen. And then you slowly add to it and you add to it. And somebody come move back home and them add a room for themselves and
yeah.
somebody comes around. But at the end of the day, you're not paying a ridiculous bill. You're not paying rent and you're not paying mortgage. And you did
No,
not take a loan, so you're not even paying back a loan.
not paying back a loan. And then there was this thing with the whole day thing. All you have to do is feed them and ensure that J. Ray and his nephew,
Oh,
they are
absolutely.
J.
Absolutely. They must be present.
And we talked about Jerry and Neville, like Jamaican rum the other day. Jamaican rum is so steeped in the culture. I This is probably a side thing, but I saw a video yesterday. I didn't know that if you're drunk, you can't jump.
And apparently you can't walk in a straight line.
Girl, apparently you can't jump because I don't know what, but they had like a two blocks and a piece of stick, and it was low down on the ground, and they have the guy telling him to jump, and he went up and he's like, and he went back and he just couldn't jump. I didn't know. And then like Jay and the thing, the caption was Jay Ray and his nephew. Something, something, something. So Jay Ray and his nephew, they're like so steeped in our culture, the rum. So the dead yard that we mentioned, the nine,
Mhm.
the house building, all of that. It is just a part of it. And the idea that people would even give you free labor, Ruth, like
Yeah.
willingly give you free labor. It's the same thing with your ground or your farm. You
Yes.
have a farm and it's harvesting season or planting season. Mass Joey say, all right, I'm gonna give you a day of work. They come, they help you plant and you feed them. When it's their time, you go back and you help them plant. It was just this whole communal thing, this whole community where everybody did what they could to ensure that the other person was taken care of.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, what I love is that that is not far removed from Jamaica right now. I was mentioning to you that a lot of people know of city life, where, we're in these urban areas and our culture is really a melting pot of other cultures because we're so crammed into this place together and we have to coexist, and it's beautiful and it's fine. But when you go outside of Kingston and you go outside of Montego Bay, you maybe go outside of Ocherius, Negril, you will find that this is the same culture that persists right here in Jamaica. And even though I'm in, Kingston and St. Andrew, the truth is St. Andrew Bush. Let us just start there. People love
Yeah,
to be like, oh, St. Andrew. St. Andrew is beautiful and it's quiet and it's bush and I love it.
it's rich people
So
bush. Rich people bush. Go on. Yeah.
but I was mentioning to Camellia that a colleague of mine actually raises chickens. She has a farm, well, different kinds of farms. She has a farm where she has her chickens, and she has one where she plants produce. And from time to time, I'll get my produce directly from her. And so I prefer to purchase my chicken directly from her. Of course, I don't have an issue supporting other bigger companies in Jamaica because there's a space for that because they all started small. Sometimes we love to say, man, I support no big business, just a little one. But we have to bear in mind that that is the goal of everyone to really make it big, and they all started small. Yes.
That is true.
Um, so I don't have a problem buying. I have a preferred brand of chicken. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
The best one. I
We,
won't say no.
we,
Yes,
we
that.
won't call the name.
Yeah, we won't call it name, which is the one I will buy in the supermarket. But outside of that, my colleague. So I went to the supermarket and I went around and I'm like, oh, her chickens will be ready in 2 weeks. Let me wait. I can eat my fish. I can eat something else until. And so, as you were saying earlier, like I know where my food comes from.
Yup. You can trace it right back to the source. Like you were saying, I think you were saying the eggs are short in Jamaica. I'm like, egg only short uptown. Egg
Only.
short uptown because every country person have a foal or have somebody who have a foal who they gonna get the eggs from.
Thank you.
So we are not far removed from our food. Just going through the chat a little here. Where did I stop off? I can start
You probably
here.
have to do quite a bit of scrolling.
Can you pray for me? I got shot 2 times last week and pray for the people
Oh
that
no.
my brothers are ready to slide. Consider it done, Ryan MS. I will pray
Yeah.
for you. Um, would you cook some chicken for me? You look like you can cook well. I don't know who that. Famish run on me.
Don't say that, Camelia. You have improved. You have gone leaps and bounds. So I'm pretty sure you
Ruth,
could cook some good chicken.
Ruth, I don't think anybody is going to look at me and say, that girl I look like she cook well. I don't
Why
think-
why they wouldn't look at you and think you can cook well?
I don't
How
know.
do people who cook well look?
I don't know. They just have this skilled look. They just look like like I don't know, but they just have this look like you know what? Them know what them I do. Me not think you look for me and see me and think me know me I do. But thug popsicle, tell us which one of us look like we can cook well. If it's me,
No.
I will be highly complimented. So if you ever feel like tell me say me, tell me say me please. um Neo Sapien says love that shirt. I'm sure that's your shirt, Ruth. Can you pray for
Thank
me?
you.
I will pray for you, Ryan. Alex, I'm gonna pray for you. Alex, I'm gonna pray for you too, because clearly something is going on in your head part too. So we will do that. Um, we will pray for you. We'll pray for you. May I don't know what Mayor is saying. Maybe you need prayer too. I only people on the line I need prayer today. Yes, they are remember. Um, Jamaica not even a real country. All right, Alex, go look on our map. Y'all so smart. Thank you, Marcus. Go away, go away, and other. Clear we have some tormented people on this line here, but we left them to Jesus. They can't even speak proper American. Americans can't even speak proper American either, Alex. But it's all right.
But we're not here to speak American. We're here to speak standard English and Jamaican Creole patois.
Thank you. And Jamaican American is not the standard by which you judge any kind of language and how it is
Thank
spoken.
you.
I think that is it for now, Ruth.
I saw some further down. I think Matthew was saying Vincy rum is better than Yadi rum. I don't know. I've never had that rum. Maybe you need to share that one and then we can determine that someone's asking where we're from. It's on my shirt. Here's my flag. We are both Jamaicans.
Yes.
Um, hello, hello. Love the culture reminder. Thank you, Auntie
Thank you.
Patsy.
Yeah, I think that's it. The rest of them, we're gonna pray for you all of them. Cause they have some internal issues as well we can't help them with. Maybe we'll find some therapist. I think next time we can talk about therapy. Are we, you know what we should do, Ruth, and pair with a therapist. So that every week we come with the people that are going like they don't have no sense in the chat. We just put you and say, here, help. See if you can get some help fixed.
Help has arrived.
Help has arrived.
Help
Yeah.
has arrived.
Yeah, but
And
if you
sometimes it's because it's sometimes I cry for help and
yeah,
ignorance. So
it is. It is
yeah. But we
um
will not focus. We will not focus on that because it's not even within our culture to do so.
not true. To Miss City, we don't focus on our locals.
No, that we not focus on no locals here. Come here to do what we do, and we're gonna do what we do and then leave. But I must say though, Camelia, thanks to even them because they're keeping the chat alive. You know, the engagement rate is up. We appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Keep coming with the yellow pepper and I like Jamaican grill rib with yellow peppers and red. You know, I've never had that, but I don't eat meat. But I've never had it. Have you had that, Ruth?
I have had ribs in Jamaica and it's really good. So I don't know if it's the same thing. So
Maybe,
maybe,
maybe.
maybe. So I know we're gonna wrap up in the next 3 minutes or so. Camellia, anything that you'd like to add? Oh, and to top up before we leave, then since we're talking about Sunday dinner, let us just wrap talking about the different beverages that would support or complement the Sunday dinner that we'll have.
Oh, oh, girl. I don't know if you've ever had this. I never liked it, but cold food drinks, girl. You see,
I know, right?
you see the little countryman, Jamaican man, them, you know why them strong so? And I'll get pitney at 90, 95 and something. Cold food drinks, girl.
I
They,
enjoy me some cold food and I even eat it on a Sunday with beans, but cold food drinks, miss.
but by the time you're done mixing it with the dragon stout or the malt or whatever, all that slipperiness is gone out of it. So you boil it and yeah, so cold food drinks is one of those juice we had on Sunday. On a Sunday. We also had blend up juice with your oats, your malta, your
Yeah,
supplement
man.
juice, your sour sap juice.
Yes, our carrot juice.
Well, lemonade I go on a Sunday. Lemonade does not keep.
On a rough Sunday, though, on a rough Sunday, you might have just either quench it or some syrup.
Quench shade, yeah. But generally
Yeah.
speaking, those are for in the week. On a Sunday, you have your big glass of
Listen,
blend.
listen. Can I tell you another thing that some Sundays you have and that's when supplement was in the big tin. When you get a tin of supplement, sweetie, first of all, it was so thick and it was so sweet that you could dilute it. Everybody would have some with ice and still feel like they have their own big supplement.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
when supplement used to boost you up. No supplement, I mean, if you want to come on, we are
Uh,
willing to say yes and partner. But give about the big, thick
The
supplement
big
where you
not
used to have, man.
I guess you know what? I guess unlike Excelsior, who's maintained their consistency that we mentioned, I think because the price of things go up and the economy changes and stuff, you still want to deliver the product, but it's costing you more to make it, and you're not raising
Yeah.
the and so those factors have to be taken
Yeah,
into
I guess so. And when they make it in the tin, it's really easy to grab and go because it's hard
yeah.
to consume the whole big tin and it's hard to just open. But with the smaller one, you pop it, you have
And,
some supplement and you're on your way. So you're probably right. But yeah,
eh,
that was another thing that we enjoyed on a Sunday.
hey, them supplement they used to keep us going in, and I mean going in all sorts of ways, going in all sorts of ways because man, it
Listen, listen. Oh
you
my
are
goodness.
healthy when you're done. It goes in, it does what it needs to do, and then it leaves you. Um, I don't know, Dakota. You'd have to, as you can see, we are both women. We don't know. We
Yeah,
cannot question.
can't speak to that.
Um,
Oh, no, we don't want to have a roast battle at all. I'm so sorry, love. The only roast battle that we'll probably do is some roast yam, some roast corn, and them something there.
yeah. Next time I get
You're gone, Camellia. But I guess the comment you were gonna read is from Anthony, where he says, "Next time I get married, it's gonna be hopefully with a Jamaican woman." We wish you all the best. You'll be taken care of.
that
But
is
you listen, you better come good though, Anthony. You better come good, and you better be sure of who you are before you marry a Jamaican woman, because she will challenge you. But you
yeah,
live good. You'll be fine. You'll be great.
that is. I'm frozen, but you can wrap up if you can still hear me.
I can still hear you, so you can still comment.
Okay. Yeah, I
Go
have
ahead.
say, I think we've kind of covered, give you a taste of what the Jamaican Sunday dinner looks like, or it tastes like, or what the expectations around that. So, like for Anthony, if you're getting married to a Jamaican woman, expect your rice and peas, your chicken, your fish, your pork, whatever it is that you eat, because
Yeah.
she will deliver. If she's a traditional Jamaican woman, unlike me, I will give you smoothie and I will give you some salad.
But come on, you give them other stuff, even if you don't want to make it and you have to purchase it. Don't shortchange yourself like that because you do that, no?
That's true. I'll take care of whomever it is. That is right. But I'm done. That's it.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you so very much for joining. Thanks to everybody in the comment, even those who are being nasty. I hope that whatever issue that you need to treat with, to deal with, to be okay, that is sorted out. Somebody asked for prayer. Absolutely. We'll pray for your healing, pray for your brothers. Anthony saying enjoying salad and smoothie too. So you're good. That's great. That's great. We're happy that you have joined us to talk a little bit about Jamaican vibes and culture. We focused a bit on our Sunday dinner, some of the things we'd have, and how close we are to our food and how grateful we are. And amidst the things that are not necessarily positive about Jamaica, the positives far outweigh the negatives, and we are grateful to be Jamaican. We will join you next week. We're not sure what we'll talk about yet, but we know it will be amazing, and we hope you will join us then. Until that time, I'm Ruth Ann,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Bye bye.
bye for now.